Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome all to another edition of Homie Picks. It is week one. We is back. NFL is back. For those who watched the preview show, I hope you enjoyed it. We did get into somewhat in depth, into a brand new season of things, recapping the old, bringing into it the new. Speaking of new merch, you know,
New
it,
merch
it,
alert! I got mine upstairs, and my daughter's currently rocking it. So
see,
I ain't messing with her right now.
we got new merch alert. Check it out. A2021Vision.com/picks. On A2021Vision itself, in the store, you probably will see this. Cop a cool hat. Support the channel, support us. Like we hope we making y'all money. I'm not asking for a little bit of change off of what you make. But if you do happen to decide to use some of your money and donate it to a good cause and get a nice little warm hat. It ain't that cold in the house, but I'm gonna make it real hot with this hat though right here. I like this stuff. It's real cool. Um, also, for those who are also watching on A2021Vision/picks, um, you get a free $50 free bet on FanDuel Sportsbook. Check it out. I think it's a real nice addition for y'all. So, like I said, it's week one. We covered a lot in our preview stuff. We talked about this division being the toughest division out there currently this season. The AFC West, more specifically, we talked about the Raiders and Chargers, and that's who we're going to lead off with, starting off with our first picks of the 2022-23 season. Raiders at Chargers. Currently, the Chargers are the favorite, 3.5, negative 176. Raiders are at plus 148. I don't know who I start off with. This is going to be tough to pick. Lou, I see the eye twitching. What you thinking?
Man, I'm gonna go Chargers here. I think Justin Herbert comes out the gate, makes a statement. Interdivisional game is big. I mean, these games kind of like two wins if you're really looking at it, especially in the division then, um, where you have to start up quick. You can't let losses pile up early on in the season because you'll be chasing your tail come the end of the season when you have a lot of interdivisional games. The last 2 weeks of the season. So I think Justin Herbert comes out and makes a statement. Um, I'm also saying that because I have picked on my fantasy team, so I'm hoping for good things off the cuff. Um, I'm taking the Chargers on this one.
Nice charges. So, Ben, do you agree? Do you disagree?
Yeah, I'm actually with Lou on this one. I like the Chargers here. As much as the Raiders did improve offensively, I feel like their offense is going to be really good. I just don't feel like they can stop anyone. That's really going to be their problem. I mean, we'll see. Maybe they do improve on defense, and maybe I'm totally wrong. But from what I can see, they lost their defensive coordinator. So it's a new guy in there. They gave away one of their best pass rushers basically, so they don't, they're relying on Max Crosby only. So I don't know. I'm a little skeptical on their defense, and I feel like the Chargers actually upgraded that nicely on their end. They secured the line a little bit better, so I feel like Herbert's gonna have more time to throw. The guy's a beast. I can't bet against him. Like if you got to pick the better quarterback, you got to go with Justin Herbert here.
Yeah. I think was going to start off our new year together. We're all in unison together. So I'm also going to go with Chargers as well. I also think the Chargers will actually cover that 3.5 point spread as well. The reason why, and if you watch the preview show, go back and watch if you haven't. Um, I'm very high on the Raiders. On paper, they have a really scary team offensively. But to Ben's point as well, defensively, the Chargers have what it takes though. Also, when it comes to the Raiders, there's a lot of new moving parts. And while nobody knows, like I said, while on paper this looks scary, um, it's too new right now to know how everything is going to work out and piece together. Like preseason is one thing, regular season is a whole different beast. Now you really get all the starters and they're bringing all the force that they got. Nobody's trying to play half-ass in this time around. So the Chargers, for the most part, do have a solid day. Still have most of the team back from before. The Raiders, it looks like a fairly new team. It's looking like when LeBron and D Wade and Chris Bosh all came to Miami. It's like a brand new squad. Y'all try to, like, the first few games, it took a couple of times for them to get out and and start gelling like that. The Raiders have potential to be really scary, but I think because it's so brand new, Chargers got this one, and I think they're going to win by at least a touchdown on that. Lou, is there a game? What game to you sticks out for Week 1?
Week 1, I'm gonna go with a quarterback I can't stand versus a team I can't stand, and I'm gonna watch them go at it Week 1. Yes, and I'm talking about the Cowgirls versus Old Man Brady. I'm calling Old Man Brady because he looked like he old as shit. Like it looked like his wife is stressing him the fuck out. He had to take 11 days off to say I'm sorry or something. I don't know what's going on there. His wife, I think his wife has done really shit. Like that's it. Like you said, you retired, you lied, you reneged on that shit. So, yeah, Cowboys O line is Swiss cheese. Tampa Bay's O line is Swiss cheese. Um, I hate everything about the Cowboys. I know you feel the same way I do, Jared, about the Cowboys, or Cowgirls as we call them. I'm excited for this game. This is a Sunday night game. I think the NFL built this up as a really good game, and coming out of preseason, they're kind of scratching their heads like, did we fuck up the first game on Sunday night? Because I don't see the offenses on either one of these teams going anywhere outside of Tampa Bay's wide receivers. They're the only outliers in this game that can really stand out. They got a bunch of weapons over there. They got old man Julio Jones over there in Tampa Bay now. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, they do what they do. But does Tom Brady have enough time to throw them a ball? I think this is going to be a big game for Micah Parsons. They can move him all over the field there. So I'm excited to it, but I'm still going to go Tampa Bay just because Brady always finds a way to win. It doesn't matter. Now, is it going to be easy? I absolutely don't think it's going to be easy. I think this is probably going to be the ugliest game of the year because we got two teams that don't know which direction they're going. They're both trying to climb that mountain. One got a pair of flip-flops on. The other one got no shoes on. So I'm going Tampa Bay. They're going to squeak this win out, maybe by a field goal at the end, but it's not going to be a pretty Sunday night
game. Yeah, I can see that happening. Tampa Bay is a 1.5 point favorite, minus 124 money line. Cowboys are only a plus 106, so the odds makers are seeing the Cowboys still in one to open up the season. But do you think they're gonna still want to open up the season, Ben?
No, I'm sorry. I like Dak. I think he's a nice quarterback. I don't have that trust in him that he can carry a team. And this year he has to carry that team. I mean, besides CD Lamb, it's really who you're gonna throw at. I think Gallup is hurt, so he's not gonna be there at the start of the season. Their line is falling apart. They just lost their guard, so it's gonna be really tough for Dak. And I just don't see them clicking well and scoring enough offensively like they would need to keep up. I think their defense might play okay. But again, I just no confidence in Dak. I'd rather take the 45-year-old man that hasn't played basically any training camp and is
game.
going in there with a couple of new receivers and a couple of new pieces. I feel more comfortable taking Tom Brady right now than Dak. I don't know. I think he's just slightly above average. Great guy, good leader, but at the end of the day, right now, like when they're missing pieces and he needs to elevate others, I don't think it's gonna happen. I personally don't see it.
Yeah. I wanted to break the monotony, uh, but I can't. I definitely see old man Brady. You know, this is like I don't know. This man might be made of freaking adamantium, like Logan. Like
Okay.
you got old man Logan, you got old man Brady. You know, it's he just still here. Like he's
Yeah,
still here. He's still
can't count
standing.
them out. You just
You
can't
really
count them
can't
out.
count him out. And you know, no matter who you have on either side of him or in front of him, he makes things happen. Um, and it's fresh in the season. This man has his legs right now. Now, as you start getting down the line into the season, we'll see the wear and tear and see how a 45-year-old man can stay in his cryo chamber, and see if his legs stay with him. Um, but I just think that the Bucks, even though for a 1.5 point favorite, that's very giving. Um, but I just think the Buccaneers. I don't see it being the 1.5. I don't even see like a 3 point thing make it tough. I literally see the Buccaneers probably running up 2 touchdowns on them. Now Dallas also is also known for starting off really hot, by having a nice offensive flurry, and then people start realizing they're the Cowgirls, and then they start tapering off a little bit. But
Change it really quick.
but
I don't see it happening this time, though.
yeah, I don't see it happening this time. I think Tampa has something to. I think they have something to prove. You got to treat every year like this is Tom's last year. And I think Tampa needs to establish first off one, they need to send a message or to New Orleans across the way, but like, look, we're still here. So we're going to be taking these W's as much as we can. So I think in that regard, it's going to be Tampa's show. Granted, it's it's at it's at Dallas, but it doesn't matter where the hell this game can be played on Pluto. It's still going to be Tampa Bay.
Essentially,
It's still be Tampa Bay games to do. Um, Now, first, this is we've been doing this for how many years now, y'all? Like 4 years,
Now? Third,
three,
fourth?
4 years now.
Yeah.
3 years.
If y'all look on A2021Vision /picks, you'll see every episode, every season. I lost count, but one thing we really haven't done that is actually going to be kind of cool for this season that I kind of want to see more of, special guest. And tonight we do have a special guest. It's actually a good friend of ours. It's actually the owner of A2021Vision, the company. You've seen him on many of his other podcasts and shows. Um, Words, Music, Dance is one of the most popular ones, especially. Unpopular opinion, he produces, amongst as well as he produces our show. Without him, we wouldn't have had this platform to give this knowledge and educate our people, when it comes to sports betting or even fantasy stuff, and as well. He's a great conversationalist. I want to bring to the group, Paul. Is this
Hey
the
guys.
is this the president of the company?
Why are you looking like a sideline coach right now, though?
Oh my God,
Right.
I'm so nervous. I'm so
You're like
nervous.
a
I've never been on
black
the show
John
before.
Gruden over here.
I mean, that was the plan. That was the plan. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the new joints coming soon.
Look at the
Y'all
merch.
gonna get one of these too. Don't worry about it. We're gonna take care of y'all. Get everybody a little love. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? It's a pleasure to be the first guest on the show. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and I don't want to thank you personally for being the first special guest that we've ever had on the show. First of many to come. Before we get into our next picks and stuff, tell us, tell the world, like, where did you come up with the vision for A2021 Vision?
Just conversations we've all had. You know what I'm saying? We all talk, excuse me, multiple group chats here and there, conversations with friends, phone, in person, what have you. So it just felt like, you know what, we need to document this. Keep track of what was said, who said what, you know what I'm saying? Because bragging rights is always a big thing. You know what I mean? So we want to say, no, you said, and you was wrong, and that, you know what I'm saying? So we like to bring it back up. And sports, of course, is always the big conversation that we have. And you guys, you know, were big on the gambling aspect of it, so to speak, but for entertainment purposes only. And, you know, you guys were more knowledgeable of the whole the you know, the spread betting and all that stuff. And so I was like, you know what, y'all like that, y'all can speak it better than I can, go for it, you know, make it happen. So you know, started with Words Music Dance, branched off into other things. You know, we got grade pending, we do our music movie reviews and stuff, because entertainment is also another conversation you always have. Sports for you guys, homie picks, love the show. Oh my god, I'm so happy to be here. You know, and you know, there was other things down the pipeline stuff. The website obviously is the best place to get everything, see everything, because it's available on YouTube, of course, but I categorized and, you know, curated everything to be a little more easy to find, instead of having to scroll. You know, you can go to the shows tab, you get every show is on there. Go to each show, you can see every episode of each show. We got merchandise on there and stuff. Got everything. So one stop place to hit up everything specifically for you guys at 2021vision.com/picks. Get to see every episode you got. I put the previous seasons in a separate section. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to find for everybody want to go back in time. But right now we're going to focus on the current season, and that'll be right there on the first page. Also right there, you'll see a little link for anybody that's want to get involved with the gambling side of things, if your state allows it, and, you know, if you're above age and legal right to do so. Mm-hmm. You can click the link. We'll get you invited into the whole DraftKings, excuse me, FanDuel Sportsbook. Yes, FanDuel Sportsbook. Get you some free money to bet with. So it's like, you know, go ahead, play around, have fun with it. Got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a
no, I think all these nice things that the CEO is telling us is trying to. I'm feeling obligated to not talk bad about his team or something. I don't know. It's pressure now. It's pressure.
I mean,
speaking of which, it actually is a good segue. Okay. So Paul, like, who is your football team? Tell the world who's your football team, and not just who's your football team, but what are your expectations for this week, but also in general for the season?
Exactly. So the Jaguars and why?
I am a San Francisco 49er fan. You know what I'm saying? Been so for for decades, you know what I'm saying? So not just, oh, bandwagon. No, obviously we haven't won the last couple of years. We were 5-0 in the Super Bowl. Since then we've been 0-2. I'm still here. All right. We've been in the news a lot lately for controversy, almost getting Tom Brady, not getting Tom Brady. Jimmy Garoppolo, what we did to get Trey, yada, yada, yada. Debo, you know, Javon Kinlaw doing things. We've been in the news for a lot lately. However, there's only one way to quiet all of that. We got to win. This year, we've made some moves. I feel like the guys are you know, committed to winning. I feel like, yes, it's not a perfect situation. We were, you know, obviously we're in a situation where Jimmy was playing chicken, we was playing chicken. The rest of the league was like, you know, they're gonna cut him or they're gonna, you know, and Jimmy kind of lost because if he was expecting someone to pick him up, didn't happen. Our organization's kind of playing nice and saying, you know what, you could stay if we take the pay cut. Should let him go. I feel commit to Trey, be all in on Trey. However, having Jimmy as a backup is best for the team too, because if Trey gets hurt, worst case scenario, which we don't want to happen. However, he's running quarterback, put himself out there. He did slide the preseason though, so he's learning. But in the event something still happens, you know, having Jimmy as a number 2 for a couple of games, not a bad plan B. You know what I'm saying? And in the worst case scenario, if Trey is not ready, not doing what expectation was, we know Jimmy can get us, but so far. But again, it's good to have that option. I feel like they are committed to Trey. However, Jimmy is a great backup for injury situations and stuff like that. So on to this week. First game of the season, we have the Chicago Bears. We're at Soldier Field, I believe. And all of a sudden, Justin Fields has a chip on his shoulder against us. He's like, oh, I'm going to make them pay for passing on me in the draft, which was last season, which we played him last season, and we beat him last season. But now he's mad.
Y'all beat him.
but he's mad we didn't draft him. No, but he's not even talking about that game. He acting like that game never happened. He's just mad because we didn't draft him. And I'm like, you weren't mad
he
then.
was still playing under the shadow of the red rifle, so probably he doesn't feel like it was his team yet. Maybe
remember the commercial with Charles Barkley. It said all the greats have a short memory.
I get So then he must be great. Justin must be great because he completely forgot that we've met him already in Chicago at that, which is crazy. So he must have forgot. But first game of the season, I feel in football situations, defense is always more prepared than offense is. They haven't changed much. Obviously, we, upgraded to Trey. And I feel as if our defense is going to be a little more overwhelming for Justin to deal with. And I think we're going to pull it out. I think we're going to win this one. Again, Trey's going to still be getting comfortable. It'll be his first complete game since last year. He started 2 games last year, played another half a game as well. So this will be first full start as QB1 on the depth chart. The man, your team, let's go. And I think, the Bears got a pretty good front. Our offensive line is the biggest issue, and I feel Trey's going to have to figure that out as this game goes on. First half might be a little shaky. As long as he figures it out by the second half, we'll get enough points because I think our defense is going to hold them down. We'll get enough points to beat them to be 1-0.
Okay. And that actually is a good segue because that was actually the game I was going to introduce him to next. I was going to be San Fran at Chicago. San Fran is a 6.5 point favorite, minus 310. Bears are a plus 250 on money line. We did get our guest prediction on Niners and foe. Ben, how do you see it?
Yeah, Ben, how do you see it?
The mighty 49ers will win. No.
I like these guys.
I do see the Niners winning. But if I was betting this game, I would take the points here with Chicago. It's Trey's a new QB. I think he's gonna have a lot of little mistakes first game. They're gonna rely heavy on the run game. Chicago, their defense is not what it used to be, so I'm not like banking on them really stopping them, but I feel like, Justin Fields can be explosive at times. I think they'll be able to put up some points. I don't think it's going to be a crazy shootout or anything, but just the inconsistency from Trey, I just don't think they're going to be able to stack up that much points. So I think the Bears will cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with now, for those who did watch the preview show, I did make a very wild accusation about who's going to be the NFC
very
champion.
hot take there.
Can I talk about that real quick? I did see that. I saw both of you guys pick the Niners, but picked us to lose in the Super Bowl. I didn't like that part. I think y'all almost did. I was getting the Christmas bonus ready and then ripped the check up.
I can't be swayed by how I feel.
Or can you?
But those who definitely saw that, I definitely said Chicago's winning the NFC North. So I might be on the sauce, but who knows? I might be right too. However, I do think in terms of this game, I do think as much as I say Chicago's going to be the North winners, I think this is going to be how Justin Fields gets better, and it's not going to get better against that defense of the Niners. I do think the Niners do win this game. I'm on the same side as Ben when it comes to that. Like, if I had to take the spread, I'm going to go with Chicago in that one. But in terms of actually winning the game outright, it's going to be Niners, I think. It's going to be a close one because honestly, you have two quarterbacks who are looking to prove themselves, looking to have some kind of footing in this league. Now, granted, Fields did have a whole year under his belt like that.
Technically, he didn't start
the first 4
or 5.
Yeah, he was
for the first 4 games with Dayton. Yeah, so
so was Trey, but Trey was definitely behind Garoppolo.
Yes.
As far as the season end, then Trey started getting a little bit more burned, but Fields has more time on
a few more reps and
on field,
more time on the field. Yes,
on field. So the puns
for sure.
This is the puns, but but I think even with that, even at home, Justin may forgot the first time in Chicago. Maybe he'll forget the second time in Chicago, but
we'll remind him. We'll remind him what happened.
I think so. I think that boy's gonna be running.
Ooh, what you got?
Justin Fields. He's gonna be running all around.
I say for this game, San Francisco got so lucky drawing Chicago the first game of the season. This is like preseason week 4 for them.
What? What?
Wow, no respect on the Chicago Bears.
Jared picked them to win a division.
Listen, Jared,
they're great.
Whatever Jared was drinking at the beginning, listen, I need some of that. Man,
Kirkland brand, baby.
Did you go with Aaron Rodgers to get some ayahuasca?
So I say this. I mean, Trey, had the Niners gone against pretty much any other team outside of Chicago, the Giants, the Jets, or Jacksonville, I would have thought it as a tough game to call because Trey Lance has only played 3 games the last 2 years. That scares me. 1. 2, the defense is ridiculous. I think Justin Fields is going to have one of those days where everything goes wrong that you wish your ass would have never got out of bed. He's going to have one of those days. He's going to be lying there after like his 6th sack and be like, shit, what did I get myself into? Because the 49ers defense is just that good. I think we're going to have a heavy dose of Debo and the running game, which is a sauce to winning for San Fran. Make it easy for Trey Lance. Get this win under his belt and keep chugging along all the way to the Super Bowl. Because I got them going to the Super Bowl. But yeah, it's going to be the Niners. If I'm picking the spread,
not winning.
I definitely take the spread. 6.5. I think they got that. Yeah, I got them not winning. Got there. They get there.
No, we don't want second place. We don't want second place.
But Jimmy G's a great person to have to back him up. I don't think there's any pressure. I think the upper management made it clear. John Lynch, Shanahan made it clear. Hey, Trey, this is your team. Jimmy's lived just to help you in the process. Changing the other guard, making it official, like it's done, it's over with. I don't think Trey has that over his shoulder. I think he has the pressure to go perform. Because now that's it. Now you got the juice now. Like it's on you. So show us what you got. And Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears are the perfect team to go up against. Like that's just a lob for San Fran. So I'm taking Chicago with the 6.5 though, but the Niners to win the game.
So we all on the board together.
Yep. It's kumbaya,
bro. Are you guys just saying that because
no. No, and you didn't mention Christmas bonus or anything. But,
I take Festivus too, but we have more picks. Do you want to stay, or I know you have a busy schedule. You're a busy man.
I try.
So I
did want to speak on the division. You guys didn't really pick the Niners for the division though. Like I think you picked the Jared or who?
I did.
I forgot who picked for the division.
No, Lou.
Lou picked us to win the division. Shout out to you, Lou. You redeemed yourself. But the Rams, I don't know. The quarterback's injured. It's just gonna be Cup. I don't know. 99 is out here. dual wielding.
He's doing
He's not
better,
his
Ralph. I
mind.
know.
Yeah, and you know
It's throwing
that
bows
that
in the
that
club, man.
right, that Super Bowl comeback is always difficult, and people forget they barely won. They won what 12 games last year, whatever. But at one point they was like 7-5. They went on a nice little run, you know, in the end. But even in the playoffs, every game they won was by like a field goal. It was close games. They didn't dominate even with their stacked roster. So I think they're gonna take a step back. I'm not saying the Niners are gonna win a division. I think we got the best shot to though. Again, that falls on Trey's performance. I still feel I say the same thing about Arizona with Kyler. We don't know where his mindset is at. He just got paid, but I don't know if he's still focused on his gaming lifestyle or if he really is about the game that he works for. But I think we have a good chance to sneak in. And the Rams have a very tough schedule. I don't know if
Rams
people
have a
peep
tough
that too.
schedule.
They have a very tough schedule. We have a decent schedule. Um, I just wish that 99 was suspended for eight games because we played them in week 4 and week 8. So I think he should have missed those first 8 games just because, you know, 4 games for each
For each
helmet.
helmet?
Yeah. I think that's only right. You know, so I think that just makes sense, you know, legally. But yeah, that's all I got. Niners in Super Bowl. We're gonna win it this year. Let's go.
All right. I respect it. I respect it, you know. I want to thank you for definitely for coming through. Blessing the stage, being our first guest.
Happy to
We'll
be here.
have you back
I'm
again.
very happy to be here. Very happy to be here.
I am very, very happy.
Very, very happy. Let's give a shout out to my mama. Hi, mom. I made it.
Wait
I'm
to
on
the
the, I'm
stand.
on I'm on homie pics with the
He's
boys.
not gambling though. He's not gambling.
No. Wait.
Now, actually, that's
Not,
actually one of the questions I did want to ask. Do you sports bet? Do you fantasy? Do you do
I
fantasy?
do. I use the sports book. I am on FanDuel.
You
They
do?
had it. I do. I have not done fantasy in like the last 5-6 years, since we started this channel. Been a little bit preoccupied to be focusing on rosters and things. But I have, you know, dabbled in a little bit of the gambling. You know what I'm saying? I did put a couple dollars on my Niners to win it all because they had like a little deal that every win they get, they give you $10 in free bets.
Yeah.
FanDuel's for the kids. Well, not for the kids. No, for the adults. They're for the adults.
The kid at heart.
The kids at heart.
Kids
Yes.
at heart. Yes.
You
Kids
know,
at heart.
but they do give you a lot of free money to bet with. You know what I'm saying? And you know, one of the deals they have for the Super Bowl is if you pick the Super Bowl champ, you know, you'll get the money if they do win. Obviously, you get the big pot. But 2, every win they get in the season, they'll throw you $10 just to bet on something else. So you know, make a little more money inside. So something to look into if y'all wanted to join FanDuel Sportsbook. There's a link right there to hit that. You know what I mean?
Below.
Click that.
Somewhere below.
Join the fun. You know what I mean? If you in the state that does so, and you know you bet responsibly, and you're above age, and all the legal stuff that you know is in the fine print, read that. But yeah. But I do
fine.
It's good, wholesome fun. Good, wholesome fun.
Yes, absolutely. But the guys here, obviously, you know, entertainment purposes, they are not telling you how to spend your money. You know, that is entirely up to you. You know, just suggestions and observations, something to think about. You know,
we're just providing extra info.
But with the money that you do make, buy some merch.
You can contribute to the, you know, once again, go back to 2021vision.com/store. You got merchandise on there you can also purchase and things. So yeah, if you want to, you know, contribute and stuff, we here. You know, we love you. Hey, all right.
Keep it in.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
No problem, guys.
For taking your time, for taking the time to come and spend with us, you know, and do this. We'll have you on again. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Later, fellas.
Especially when they lose, but yeah.
Whoa. When the Bears lose, I'll be back. Yes. 17-0.
Once again, I want to thank our special guest, Paul, for coming by. That was pretty cool. First guest, y'all. We making it big, bro. You know, first made to come. So Lou had a pick. I had a pick. Ben, who's speaking out to you this week?
For me, the game that sticks out, I like 2 games, but I'm leaning towards this one a little bit more. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Right now, the Vikings are plus 108, and the Green Bay is the favorites at -126. I just feel like the values here for the Vikings. I'm going with money line for the Vikings. Again, like we spoke earlier in the preview show, I just don't know who Aaron Rodgers is throwing to. Like he doesn't really trust new receivers well, so it's gonna take him some time to develop that chemistry. So I don't see them scoring a lot of points right off the bat. Minnesota basically offensively it's the same personnel, another year, just different coordinator now, and they have a little bit more of an offensive minded coach. So I feel they're gonna put up some points, and I don't think Green Bay's gonna be able to keep up this time around. Minnesota has a um, decent defense. So I think they can put some pressure on there. So I like Minnesota here. I like them for the win.
Yeah. Luke, what you thinking?
I'm on the same sentiment with that one. Unfortunately, like Aaron Rodgers is going to be that Bugs Bunny cartoon where he's hitting the ball and pitching the ball. Aaron Rodgers is going to have to hike it himself, throw it, run it. Like that's a lot of pressure for somebody who doesn't have receivers. He has old man Cobb back there, but like I'm
It's
sorry,
hard.
if I'm any defense, I'm putting 8 in the box and playing one-on-one coverage with 2 safeties over the top and beat me on your best day. Like
Mm-hmm.
beat me on your best day. And that's it. Like it's gonna be a challenge for Aaron Rodgers. I know Vegas has them like third favorite to win the NFC East, but I mean the NFC in total. I just don't see it. Like I think this is where Father Time catches up to Aaron Rodgers, and he doesn't have it. And Minnesota's stacked. Minnesota's stacked. Jeffries, Thielen, they got Devin Cook back there. Yeah, they stacked. So I'm taking Minnesota in this one.
Damn. Have we bet? Have we chose somebody different this whole show?
Not this
No,
episode.
On this episode? Damn.
I think we're all in the
It ain't
same
gonna change
page.
now either. So
it ain't. It ain't. It
it
ain't.
ain't gonna change now either. Yeah, I really think Minnesota's gonna take this one. I think every team in the North, even the hard knock Lions, everybody sees blood in the water. And I think everybody, the sooner they play Green Bay, the better it is going to be for them, because we have seen Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay figure it out and they get caught and they catch fire. I think if you put them into a position where they're dejected early and they kind of feel that heat and that pressure, they ain't going to compete. Now, granted, I still do think the Detroit Lions will be on the bottom of the division, but I think every team that play in the North that plays Green Bay is aiming for blood. I think it's about to be retribution year for all of these teams. They still may get a loss here and there, but I think every team is fighting for that. The big bad wolf definitely is Aaron Rodgers, but the bigger, badder wolf is Devontae Adams, and he's gone. Right. Fun fact: Randall Cobb is 32, but he looks older than Tom Brady. It's the most oddest stat in the world. He is 32.
32?
He was born in 1990. I cannot believe in my damn self. I looked it up. The man has looked like he's been playing the leagues for the past 24 years. Like I did not know it my damn self.
He looked like Blade and like Wesley Snipes in Blade 3. Just like shriveled.
He does. It's odd. I would have never guessed it my damn self. But he's gonna need to have some found the youth for his damn self, because it's gonna be a tough road for Green Bay. Yeah. Game is in Minnesota too. That crowd's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be a fun game for Minnesota. Despite Kirk Cousins being the quarterback, Green Bay has never really, to me, has never been fully known for their defense. I don't think it starts this year either. They've had some nice players over the years, but I just don't think it's going to be enough, or they're going to have anything to really match with the firepower that Minnesota is going to provide. So yeah, I think money. You can go money line. You can go Well, I mean, we're going to be betting off money line, but you can do spread bet, all that stuff. It ain't going to matter. I really think Minnesota's going to do it. Rounding out our five, and it's been in week one has some nice games, and there's been a lot of you have the return of it's only been even just not even wasn't even just one game has been played, but you have the return of Let's Ride. Russell Wilson going back to Seattle. You got as I mentioned in the preview show, you got Joe Flacco going against his old Baltimore Ravens for the revenge game. Tour. You have a nice AFC East battle between Patriots and Dolphins. There's some nice games that are going on this week. But we're going to finish off with the first game of the week. And it's going to be the monster of games of the week. Buffalo at the LA Rams. Currently, the Buffalo Bills are a 2.5-point favorite, -134. Rams are not that much of an underdog. They're a +114. I'm gonna go first on this one. Rams are gonna win. That's just what I see. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I feel by me saying that, I know y'all both are gonna go Buffalo, so we're finally gonna disagree on one game for this season so far. But yeah, I think the Rams, even though I do see they're going to be having a drop off from Super Bowl high. The problem is I think dual wielding Donald will get to Josh Allen, or at least apply enough pressure to him to make him a little bit off his game. Josh Allen did get a little bit off his game last year at times. He did get frustrated. He did have a lot of moxie when it came to that game against Kansas City. That was a heartbreaker. And I think Josh may, if he's that much of the quarterback I think he is, he's going to have that game still replaying in his mind. That may make him a little bit more edgy and dicey for the game. It could provide him with enough to just say, F it all. But I think the Rams, at least in this game, being that it's the home opener, they got their rings and all this stuff, it's going to be an emotional high for them. And I don't see in this game they're going to take their foot off the pedal. I don't think they're going to win the whole thing. Me and Lou both had the Niners going to the Super Bowl, at least for the NFC. But yeah, I think the Rams, at least in this game, are going to do enough to slow down Buffalo in this one game. But I may be right, and I may be right. So, Lou, since you're looking very confused,
you take some more of that Chicago juice, right?
So, sipping it now.
Sipping it now.
So, how do you see this thing going, Lou?
Man, listen, I don't know. Josh Allen is probably still pissed from the way that game ended last year. Like, I'm still pissed from the way that was probably the best game of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, that was the best game of the playoffs. Yeah, and he's out in LA, and I gotta watch this team get rings. Mind you, if it had been Buffalo versus the Rams in the Super Bowl, Buffalo would have came out on top. I don't think twice about that. Yeah, I'm shocked at you, Jared. Like, wow.
Trying to be contrarian, that's all.
Right. I'm going Buffalo in this one. Ain't nothing worse than seeing a team that didn't deserve to win last year get that ring in front of your face. And now you get the chance to one, get a leg up in your division. Two, shut up all the critics from the NFC that say, hey, NFC is always the conference to beat, since Brady joined the NFC. Yeah, it's a double-wielded sword for Josh Allen going into it. I think he goes ham. Game one, he has a phenomenal game. And yeah, the Super Bowl hangover begins.
Yeah.
Ben, close us out, brother.
Yeah, I'm with Lou on this one. I see the the Super Bowl is still fresh on their mind. I don't think they're gonna be, crisp in that first game, and I think Buffalo probably blows them out. I would not be surprised. I can they seem like a very motivated, determined team. They picked up a couple of backs. Hopefully, they use them a little bit more this year. I mean, if they actually use a running back, you never know. This
Right.
team might be even more dangerous. So I like Buffalo here. I like the spot they're in. I know it's at home in LA, but I really feel like the Super Bowl hangover is a real thing. I think they're gonna start off slow. I know they got Allen Robinson now, but they got to integrate him in there. So I don't think they're gonna be coming in hot. I think they're gonna be a little bit sloppy, and I think that's what's gonna cost them.
All right, all right, all right. So we got all five. I mean, we'll see what happens. For all of our games, we might have been half right on most of them. Should we did pick 4 out of 5
We
altogether.
probably wrong on all of them, but that's football.
That's why we play the game. And this is a game of odds. So that's why we play the game. So we also we did introduce one of our new aspects of the season, which may not be every week, and it's probably not gonna be every week we get a special guest. We're blessed always to have somebody who wants to come in and join into the conversation that we have. But one thing that is definitely a constant for every week is a new addition to our show. I felt that we have sometimes catered more to the sports betting aspect, that we may have alienated some fantasy people. And one thing that we definitely are inclusive people. So in order to try to better incorporate some fantasy things, because after all, FanDuel Sportsbook, like I said, you can get a free bets up to $50, by clicking the link below. But also, not just FanDuel does, sportsbook, but they were fantasy sports before that. And what better way to incorporate our fantasy viewers and watchers by thinking about what fantasy studs of the week you think are going to be the standout. Now it's week 1, so it's fair game to all. Nobody has stats. Everybody's 0-0 and 0 and 0 and 0. Somebody's gonna make a mark though, and somebody's gonna win your fantasy week. And Lou, definitely, I know you're doing a fantasy thing this year right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Ben, are you doing fantasy?
I'm not doing the traditional pick the teams, but I'm doing the DraftKings fantasy. So pick the weekly roster.
You're doing fantasy. I'm not doing fantasy, but I definitely do watch football. I definitely have an idea of who's going to be. I hope I have an idea who's going to win y'all a week, at least on a week to week basis. But I'm gonna start off with my 2 fantasy people right now. Ben, what you got? Who's your fantasy stud of the week, you think?
I think for this week, I'm gonna go with the first game of the season. I'm gonna pick Josh Allen. I think he's gonna ball out. Like I said, I'm gonna go between 3 to 4 touchdowns, probably 350 yards in that range. I think he's really gonna try and make a statement that first game. So I'm really, I can see him popping.
Okay. So Josh A going on for that one. Lou, what you thinking? Who just?
I'm gonna go with the number 1 player in fantasy, Ben's own JT, running back for the Colts. Texans, Swiss cheese, start of the season. I mean, it don't get no better. That's a slam dunk pick if anyone's doing weekly or traditional. Jonathan Taylor, that's gonna be a home run game for him. I'm expecting over 100 yards, a couple touchdowns, even some catches out of the backfield. Him and Matty Ice getting off to a great start over there in Indianapolis.
Me. As much as I want to go with one person, I'm going to save that one person for our next introduction of things that we have brand new for the show. Fantasy stud of the week. it's a certain quarterback who didn't get paid this off season. Might be wearing his jersey, I think, too. Lamar Jackson.
Russell Wilson?
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
But Lamar Jackson against the Swiss cheese New York Jets. Yeah, I think Lamar, which is Lou's MVP pick. I think he's gonna go absolute ape shit against the Jets. And their defense. Hell, he might even go out and play defense. That's how motivated he might be feeling.
Are you saying Joe Flacco can't do it?
He ain't doing it. he might throw a pick to Lamar Jackson. So that's how motivated Lamar.
That's funny.
So, but that also leads to something that I alluded to. The next thing that we're also doing this season. Anytime touchdown scorers. And I think that's going to help people with their fantasy, well, not just fantasy, but with their, well, not just fantasy, but also with sports betting, the parlays. Because especially in those parlays, sometimes you want to get an extra little boost, into that. And I think anytime touchdown is a great way to do it.
Yeah.
So anytime touchdown scorer, the person that I was going to go with, although I don't think he's gonna have a big impact, but because it's the Pittsburgh defense, I was like, I don't think he's gonna be a fantasy stud per se, but Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase definitely is gonna catch a touchdown. She might catch two, just because he's Jamar Chase. I think he's going to be definitely somebody who's going to be an anytime touchdown scorer.
I can see that.
Ben, how do you see who's your anytime touchdown scorer?
I actually had two guys in mind that I really like this week. I like Justin Jefferson. I think he's gonna get a nice game. He's definitely gonna get a touchdown in that game. I don't see Green Bay really putting it that much of a stop on that passing game. And like Lou mentioned before, I gotta go with JT. JT's just a touchdown machine. If you want 100% lock, put JT in for a touchdown at least week one. That's for sure. So I like those two. I would parlay them.
Lou, what you doing?
I actually got two as well. Pittsburgh game to you alluded, Najee Harris. I think he's gonna find the end zone. And to our CEO's game, Deebo Samuels. I mean, I think everyone's calling on Chicago this year, especially Deebo, who's a dual threat that can do it from the running back and the wide receiver position. I think he's definitely a lock to get a touchdown this week.
My poor
Chicago. Your pick's gonna get torn up.
Yeah, man.
The agony, but
you guys can rag on him all season long. Hey, comments are open.
Yeah. Comments, please.
The number one. When the Bears are number one, I'm gonna be like, aha.
Bro, if
you mean
that
picking
happens,
number one, right? Picking number one.
In the division.
They got the number one pick. I can see that.
Number one pick.
But fellas, it has been way too long for us to have done this. I'm always appreciative of having y'all here. This show is nothing if it's just me. It's all three of us together. I always appreciate our time together. I want to thank our guest Paul again. Shout out to FanDuel Sportsbook also for the free bets. We'll do this again next week. May have a guest. Hopefully we'll have a guest. And we'll do this again. But we do this for y'all, entertainment purposes, but also if it's legal in your state, partake, have fun, and enjoy. If you do see that you are having some gambling addiction and you need help, the gambling anonymous number is listed always. Please, if you need help, seek help. That's always been a message to anybody. But fellas, I thank y'all again. I appreciate y'all. To y'all watching, thank you too. We'll do this again next week. Peace.
Let's go Bears.
Oh,